We're going to get started today. We are going to work up to Flamingo Pose today, which is a fun standing balancing posture with an option for a bind. That's why we will have that prop for helping with the bind if need be. But we are going to start today in a seated posture, so if you'd like to find your cozy seat, we'll get started there. Legs crossed if that feels good for you, extended if it's too much on your knees, totally fine. And once you find your starting seated posture, gently draw your eyes closed. Begin to tune your awareness in towards your body. Notice how you're sitting right now and really try to sit up nice and tall, so stacking every vertebra one on top of another. Allowing the shoulders to relax down the back body as the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling above you. And relax your face, soften the jaw, soften the chest, the belly, and relax the legs towards the ground beneath you. Notice if it feels like you're shifting your shoulders forward or back or to one side or another, and really try to stay nice and tall, lifted through the spine. Once you've established your posture, begin to find your way towards your breath. Breathe deeply and allow your mind to begin to settle within. Feel the breath as you inhale and exhale, and simply become aware of how you feel as you breathe. Take note of the mind, the body, even your emotional well-being, as the primary focus is still on the breath. Begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales. And try to find balance between the inhales and exhales. So in other words, breathing in for a similar amount of time that you breathe out. Take a couple of moments to simply be with your breath before we add movement to our practice. Whenever your mind wanders, which it will, simply bring it back to the breath. Continue to feel your inhales and exhales. And once you feel connected to your breath and your body, gently begin to peel your eyes open and find somewhere to look at the ground in front of you. Continue to feel the breath in the body as you breathe, now with the eyes open. Throughout our practice, our goal is to stay connected with the breath, to watch our awareness and become a witness to our bodies. So continue keeping that inwards gaze now that the eyes are open. And whenever your next inhale arises, gently straighten your legs out in front of you. And if you need to kind of bob the knees up and down, feel free to do so as well. We're going to start practice with a nice, gentle forward fold. So exhale if you haven't already. And on your next inhale, sit up nice and tall. And as you do so, press the knees towards the ground and pull the toes back towards you, flexing your feet. Exhale, begin to walk the hands down by the sides of the legs. Pause where you feel a nice, good stretch. On your next inhale, see if you can pull the heart forward, really lengthen the back body, and then either you stay here or exhale, maybe you lower a little bit deeper. Keep pressing those knees down, pulling the toes back towards you, and focusing on drawing the heart space forward towards the toes. Relax the shoulders down the back body and breathe. Notice where you feel the breath within. Soften the jaw, relax your gaze. Take a couple more big breaths. Maybe you can feel the inhales expand the back body. Exhales, gently soften your body down. Couple more big breaths here. Keep pressing those knees down and pulling the toes back towards you. Great job. Let's take one more big breath. On your next inhale, gently begin to walk the hands back towards you until you're sitting all the way up, and exhale once you get there. Great job. Inhale, swing those legs on behind you. Tabletop position, hands and knees. And then exhale, curl the toes under, lift the knees up, press those hips on back, going straight to down dog. So pause in your downward facing dog for a couple moments and pedal out the feet, shift the weight forward and back. Just find what feels good for you. Continue to breathe deeply and keep the connection of the mind in the body. Open up the backs of the legs and get the head used to being below the hips. Couple more big breaths here. Just move organically. Find what feels good. And eventually we're going to land in a stagnant downward facing dog. So down dog without any movement. Really press through the hands and shift those hips towards the back wall behind you. Press the heels down. It's okay if they don't touch. And we're going to move to number 4 shape in downward facing dog with the legs. So lift the right foot up. As you do so, bend the knee. And then you're going to point the knee out toward the right hand side and either cross that right ankle over the left thigh or the left shin. So again, you're making like a number 4 shape with your legs in down dog. Essentially, you're pressing the right ankle or the shin in towards the left leg to exaggerate the stretch on the back of that left leg. So press that right knee back, press the right leg in towards the left, and you can take a look at me if this doesn't make sense. You should get a nice stretch on the back of that left leg, and it's okay if you still have a bend in your left knee. Just find where this feels good for you. One more big breath on this side. On your exhale, set your right foot down. We're going to go straight to the other side. So inhale, left foot lifts, bend the knee. Knee points out toward the left-hand side, then cross either your left ankle over the right shin or the right thigh, wherever it feels comfortable for you. And then press the left leg back into the right leg. So again, you feel that little extra stretch on the back of your right leg now. You can flex the left foot if you'd like. Just continue to press the left knee back and the left ankle in towards the right leg. Keep pressing through the hands. A couple more big breaths. Breathe through the right leg where you feel the stretch. One more big breath here. On your exhale, set the left foot back down. If you need to kind of walk the feet out for a moment, feel free to do so. Stretching those legs. Breathe deeply. Whenever your next inhale arises, step your right foot only up between your hands. Keep that left knee lifting up off the ground and then come onto your fingertips and pull the heart forward. Pause here. We're going to breathe deeply in this stance. Keep pressing that left knee up towards the ceiling behind you, and then imagine as though you're pulling that right hip back and pressing that left hip forward. So you're gaining a little traction, and continue to pull the heart forward, shoulders down the back body. Relax your jaw. Pause here for a couple more big breaths. Should feel the legs working here, getting a nice stretch on the front of that left hip. Let's take one more big breath. Great job. On your exhale, we're going to go right back to down dog. So plant the hands, step your right foot back, pause in down dog for a big breath or two. Notice how your body's feeling. One more big breath. Same stretch other side. So inhale, left foot steps up, keep that right knee lifted, come onto your fingertips and pull the heart forward. Continue to breathe deeply. As you do so, that right knee presses up towards the ceiling, left hip pulls back as the right hip presses forward, and again, the heart is shining forward. Breathe deeply as you gaze towards the room in front of you. Legs are working here, so again, we're sinking down into that front knee. Couple more big breaths, you got it. Pull the low belly in towards the spine. One more big breath. Beautiful. Exhale, plant your hands, step it on back, down dog. Pause for a moment or two. Again, just notice how your legs, your hips are feeling right now. Should feel some sort of opening going on. One more big breath. On your next inhale, either walk or step your feet up between your hands, coming up to the top of your mat, and rise up halfway. Make sure the feet are hips distance. On your exhale, fold to your feet. Pause here for a couple of big breaths, then we're going to add a little twist to our forward fold. So breathe deeply, relax the back of the neck, just notice how you're feeling. You could add a bend to the knees if you'd like. One more big breath. Now, if your hands are not on the ground, that's okay, but begin to bend your knees until the hands are planted on the ground. So as deep of a bend as you need. And then on your next inhale, can you shift your way over to the left foot and then lift the right foot up off the ground? Now, can you bend that right knee and then keep bending it until you feel like you want to kick your booty with your right heel? So you're bringing the heel in towards that right glute and pausing here again. You can bend that left knee as much as you need to have those hands on the ground for extra support. Pause here for a couple big breaths. Should feel the glutes working, should feel that left leg working. One more big breath. Awesome. Exhale, straighten that right leg, place the right foot back on the ground. Take a big breath. We're going to do the same stretch on the other side now. So again, hands still stay on the ground. On your next inhale, shift the weight over to that right foot. Lift the left foot up. Keep bending the knee like you want to kick your booty with your left heel now. Pause here for a couple big breaths. Breathe deeply. Again, legs are working here. Should feel them warming up right now. 2 more big breaths. 1 more breath. Great job. On your exhale, foot comes back towards the ground. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Let's just hang heavy for a moment or two. Again, check out the body. Notice where your awareness lies. Bring it back to the body. Feel the breath. 1 more big breath here. Great job. On your next inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward, and pause here. Exhale. So we're in a half standing forward fold. If the hands are on the ground, gently lift them up. Bring them to prayer hands at your chest. So similar thing, we're going to try to balance on our left foot, and this time rather than kicking the booty with the right heel, we're going to try to hug the right knee in towards the chest. So shift your way over to the left. Can you maybe come up onto the right tippy toes? Maybe hug the right leg in towards the chest. So pause here, play around with it, find where this works in your body. You can easily just stop with the toes on the ground. Maybe the foot lifts and you're hugging in with the top half of your body parallel with the ground. 2 more big breaths. Make sure you're breathing here. 1 more breath. On your exhale, slowly place down. Staying in this half forward fold, same thing other side. So shift the weight over to the right. Left toes get light. Maybe you just stay with working on lifting the left toes up off the ground. Maybe you hug the left knee in towards you, wrapping your hands around the left shin. Wherever you are at, pull the crown of the head towards the front of the room, working the body, the upper half of your body towards parallel with the ground. 2 more big breaths. You got it. 1 more breath. Great job. Exhale, straighten the leg down towards the ground, hands lower as well. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back, plank pose, and lower yourself down towards the mat. Inhale to a low cobra, peel the heart up off the mat, and then exhale, down dog. We're going to pause in downward dog for a couple big breaths. So again, your choice if you want to add movement or simply stay in downward facing dog. Heels pressed towards the ground. Press the hands down and spin those inner upper arms out away from the ears. Low belly pulls in and up. 2 more big breaths. Come back to the breath in your body. You're doing great. 1 more big breath. Now we're going to do a little version of a jump through to come to a seated posture, but we're going to break it down so we can all get there. So on your next inhale, step your right foot up towards the left wrist, and we're going to cross the ankle, so then the right foot steps up to the right wrist. And now using the strength of your core, can you maybe shimmy the feet on through the hands and then straighten the legs out in front of you. Whew. Come on to a seat, however you get there. Moving to Janu Shirshasana. On your next inhale, right foot comes in towards you, outside edge of the foot in alignment with the inside edge of the left thigh. Sit up super tall. On your exhale, walk the hands down alongside the left leg. Inhale, pull the heart forward. And then on your exhale, maybe you lower a little bit deeper. And we're going to pause here for a couple big breaths. Breathe deeply as you look towards your toes. Press the left knee down, pull the toes back towards you. Shoulders relax down the back body, and press that right knee down towards the ground beneath you. Relax the jaw. 2 more breaths. 1 more. You're doing great. Inhale, walk those hands back up towards you, and then on your exhale, foot flat on the ground. So that right knee is going to be pointing up towards the ceiling. Inhale, sit up super tall, rasping around that right knee, and then exhale, wrap the left hand around the right leg, and then press the right hand behind you on the ground. Inhale, sit up super, super tall, looking towards the side wall now, and then exhale, begin to look behind you. Coming into Marichyasana twist. Press that left knee down, pull the toes back towards you, breathe through the body, and continue to press that right knee toward the right side wall, so you're not just letting it hug in towards you, that leg is active. One more big breath here, you got it. Beautiful, beautiful. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind, straighten that right leg out. Same stretches on the other side. So inhale, bring that left foot in towards you, Janu Shirshasana, outside edge of the foot in alignment with the inside edge of the right thigh. Sit up super tall, middle of the chest points towards your big toe, and exhale, walk those hands down. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lengthen the back body. Exhale, maybe you stay here, maybe you lower the elbows towards the ground. Breathe deeply. Focus on drawing the heart forward. In other words, bringing the rib cage towards the thigh. Doesn't matter where the hands land. We're just going for that nice stretch. Press the right knee down, toes pull back toward you. Left knee presses down. Let's take one more big breath here. Beautiful job. On your inhale, bring those hands back towards you. Walk them on up. Exhale, place the left foot on the ground. Going to a twist on the other side. Inhale, grab around that leg. Sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, right arm reaches around. Left hand sets behind you like a kickstand. Inhale, looking towards the side wall now. Sit up even taller. Exhale, send your gaze over your back shoulder. Breathe deeply here. Keep pressing that right knee down, toes pull back towards you. And again, rather than just letting that left leg go limp, continue to press that left knee out toward the left hand side of your mat. Two more big breaths here. Shoulders relax down the back body as we spread those collarbones wide, pulling the shoulders in opposite directions. On your next inhale, gently look forward. Exhale, unwind, straighten that left leg out. Take a moment here. If you need to bob the knees, feel free to do so. And now we're going to try to do the opposite of our little kind of jump forward to come back to plank pose. So if you need to scoot yourself forward and then cross your ankles just like we did. So I'm crossing my ankles here, and then maybe from here, bringing the hands forward of the hips, you can shift yourself forward, step one foot back, and then step the other foot back. Yeah, and once you get there, on an exhale, lower yourself down towards the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog, now lifting the knees, straightening the arms. And exhale, press those hips on back, down dog. Pause for a big breath or two in your downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Come back to the breath in your body. You got it. All right, we're going to try our little jump through again. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, right foot toward the left wrist, left foot towards the right fist, so so you're crossing your ankles. Maybe you shimmy on through, and then set the booty down, straighten the legs out. All right, once you get there, we're gonna, on your next inhale, step that right foot down on the ground. So just like we did for a twist, so this is Marichyasana C now, and it's a little bit different. If you have your prop, your towel, or your strap, feel free to grab that now. So we're gonna do many variations because Flamingo Pose is essentially this pose, but standing up. So we're gonna take some time to work this. Press your right knee or your left knee down towards the mat, pull the toes back towards you. Inhale, sit up super tall. If this feels like enough of a stretch, you're gonna stay right here. If you want to go a little bit further, what you're going to do next is essentially bring your right arm to the inside. So notice I'm bringing my right arm to the inside of my right leg, and I'm going to begin to fold forward. So you might need to step your right foot out a bit. Make sure the outside of your foot or the ankle is in alignment with your hip point. So we come forward a bit. So this might be where you stop. So you're working on kind of coming forward. I'll face you so you see what I'm doing from the front side. So essentially coming forward with my right arm on the inside of my right leg. So if this is where you stop, you're going to stop right here, and that's totally fine. If you want to go a step further, you're going to grab your towel or your strap and put it in your right hand. Imagine I have it here, and you're going to bring it behind you, and you're going to try with your left hand to grab it. So you're going for a bind, starting with working the towel, and then imagining the towel's behind me right now, you can inch your hands closer and closer, maybe working towards a bind. So I'm going to turn and face the other way now so you can see, and you can practice this, take your time. So essentially, folding forward, maybe I grab my towel behind me. If you already have the bind in your practice, maybe you grab your hands as you pull the heart forward and fold down towards your leg. All right, so many variations you can work through. You can pause, just kind of working forward. You can work with the hands on the inside of the right leg or work towards the bind. And again, if you have that towel or that strap, feel free to go there. Either way, continue to pull the heart forward, maybe lowering towards the leg. And we're gonna pause for a couple of big breaths. So wherever you're at, find what feels good in your body right now. Go to where you can breathe. One more breath. Great job. Wherever you're at, inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale there. Inhale, come on out of it. Set your prop to the side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, but give your knees a quick shake first before we move forward. Alrighty, so we're going to move to the other side now. So inhale, left foot steps up, exhale. So again, your first option is to simply stay here, working on pressing that right knee now towards the ground and pulling the right toes back towards you. This is an awesome place to start. If you want to go a little bit further, you're going to kind of bring your body toward the inside of that left leg now. Maybe both hands come to the ground as you really work on pulling the heart forward. If this feels like more than enough of a stretch, stay right here. Listen to your body. If you want to go a little bit further now, grab your prop, place it in your right hand, and then bring your hands behind you. Try to get a hold of that prop, so the strap or the towel behind you, and maybe you inch your hands forward on that. So the goal here, if you're reaching backwards, is really trying to get your left arm low on that left leg, reach around, and again, maybe you get that bind if that's in your practice. Continue to press that right knee down, pull those right toes back towards you, and then draw the heart forward as maybe you lower toward that right leg. Breathe deeply for a couple big breaths. You got it. Find where this works in your body, where you can breathe. 2 more breaths. 1 more big breath. Great job. On your inhale, rise up only halfway, no matter where you're at. Exhale there. On your next inhale, come on out of it, put your prop aside again, and then exhale, straighten your left leg. Again, if you need to bob the knees, feel free to do so. We're going to try our little jump back one more time. So if you need to, inch yourself forward, cross your ankles, and then bring your hands forward of the hips. Now maybe you find a little lift of your booty. Maybe you simply roll onto your feet and then step, plank pose. We'll meet up there. Once you're there, on your exhale, lower yourself towards the mat. Inhale to upward facing dog, and then exhale, down dog. Great job. Pause in your downward dog for a couple moments. Breathe deeply. If you've lost the connection to your breath, find it here. Take some big breaths. Give yourself a gentle smile for all that your body can do today. 1 more big breath. On your next inhale, either hop or step the feet up between your hands and rise up halfway when you get to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold to the feet. Inhale, bend the knees and slowly roll on up, stacking 1 vertebra at a time, coming all the way to standing. On the exhale, roll the shoulders down the back body. Great job. All right, we are standing now, so bring those feet hips distance, all 10 toes point forward. We're going to work on balance while standing, so shift your way over to the left-hand side, and then from here you have a couple options. You can simply work on just lifting the toes up off the ground. You can work on lifting and hugging behind the right thigh, or lift on working, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of that. Find where that works for you. Find where you can stay with your breath. When you're ready and you know where you're going, on your next inhale, lift, hug in. Exhale, lower just to a tap. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift to hug. Exhale, tap it down. 1 more on the side. Inhale, lift to hug. Exhale, tap down. Let's do 1 more actually. Inhale, lift to hug. All right, exhale, set it down. Same thing other side. So all 10 toes point forward, feet hips distance. Shift your way over toward the right hand side. When you're ready, come to your left toes. Find where you're gonna go on this side, and when you're ready, on your next inhale, hug it in. On the exhale, tap it down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lift and hug in. Exhale, tap it down. 2 more. Inhale, lift, hug in, move at your own pace. You don't have to go with me. Exhale, tap it down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, set down. Beautiful job. If you need to shake off your legs, feel free to do so. So Flamingo Pose is essentially that last Marichasana C pose that we did on the ground, wrapping around the leg, except we're doing it standing. So if you have your prop, you can bring it kind of up closer to you so you can grab it or even hold it in your left hand. We are going to break this down very slowly in gradual postures so you can find exactly where you want to stop. So let's start by bringing the feet hips distance, all 10 toes point forward. So everything we've done today is kind of culminating to this posture. Shift your way over toward that left-hand side until that right foot gets light. So you can always start, if you're just working on your balance, by working on lifting the toes off the ground. This is a perfect place to start. If you want to move a little bit further, maybe you simply work on balancing, holding under the right thigh, or hugging the right knee in towards you. So these are the first 3 options of where you can pause. If you want to move a little bit further, the next portion of this pose is incorporating that leaning forward motion that we did, so bringing the top half of our body horizontal with the ground. So maybe you begin to fold forward, keeping that knee hugging in towards you. So just like we did at the beginning of class, working the body towards parallel with the ground. Now, remembering what we did when we were sitting on the ground, the next step of this is bringing your right shoulder, so I'm going to face you, the right shoulder on the inside of that right leg. So maybe on the next step you work on bringing the right in towards the inside of the thigh. Yeah, so my knee's still pointing forward. Let me flip again so you can see what's going on here. Knee's still pointing forward, but my arm's on the inside of the leg. So maybe you pause there, work on that. If you want to work on attempting the bind, you'll essentially grab your towel or your strap and place it in your right hand. And then maybe, as you allow the knee to rest towards the shoulder, you work on grabbing behind you and finding that bind either with your towel or simply with your hands. So find a gazing point on the ground, look forward, pause, play around with it, have fun. Again, there's no need to go to the full expression of the pose. You can stop at anywhere in between. So take a couple moments to explore this side, breathe wherever you're at, and then we'll eventually meet up to standing. So take a couple more moments, play around with it, find where this works in your body right now. Once you're ready to attempt the other side, come on out, maybe shake out your legs. Lots of work on that left glute when we move toward that right-hand side. All right. You ready for the other side? Feet hips distance, all 10 toes point forward. Again, option 1 through 3 is essentially just working on your balance. A perfectly valid place to start. So again, either holding under the thigh, working the toes up, or grasping in front of that left shin. If you want to move to the next step, that's when we hug the knee in and essentially tilt the body forward. So we're really keeping that knee and that leg close to the core of the body. Now, if you want to move to the next step, you essentially wedge the left arm towards the inside of that left leg, okay? So you breathe deeply here. This is also a perfectly fine place to stop. If you want to go a little deeper, maybe you grab your prop, place it in your left hand, and swing it around the back edge of your body. Maybe you go towards the complete bind. Listen to your body and where you're at today in your practice. Breathe deeply. Pause wherever it feels good for you. A couple more big breaths. Play around with it. Have fun. Bring a smile to your face. Let's take at least 3 more big breaths wherever you're at. Once you're ready to come on out, slowly lift yourself on out of it wherever you're at and consciously move on out. Set the foot down. Take your time. Give yourself a little swing of the legs once you're done. Lots of work on those glutes and legs today. Step on up to the front of your mat once you're ready. And on your next inhale, sweep those hands out and around, palms touch at the top. Exhale, bow down to the feet. Inhale, rise up halfway, pull the heart forward, and on your exhale, plant your hands, step the feet back, plank pose, lower yourself down towards the ground. Inhale to your upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause in your down dog for a breath or two. Breathe deeply, even out your breath. So inhales equal to exhales. Couple more big breaths. One more big breath here. And we are going to do our jump through one more time. So when you're ready, right foot steps up towards the left wrist, left foot towards the right. Maybe your feet lift up, maybe you just kind of shimmy them on through and find your way to sitting on the mat. We're gonna lay down next, and once your booty's on the ground, bring the back down as well. Pause for a moment or two, breathe. We're gonna do some gentle back bends next. So on your next inhale, step your feet in towards you. Feet hips distance, heels in towards the booty. Hands come by your sides with the palms face down. We'll work towards bridge pose. So when your next inhale arises, press through your feet and lift your hips up off the ground. Pause here for a couple big breaths, really beginning to work alignment by pressing those heels down through the mat, squeezing the glutes to press the hips up, imagining as though there's a block between your knees that you're squeezing to hold in place. Chest presses towards chin as the chin lifts up off the chest. One more big breath. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Set the hips down on the mat. Pause here for a moment or two. So I'm going to offer the option to work towards wheel pose. If wheel pose is not in your practice, do bridge pose again, and maybe add in the bind with the hands, interlacing the hands in the low back. I'll be guiding wheel pose, but if it's not in your practice, please continue with bridge pose. So with bridge pose, keep the hands by your side, lift up. When I cue, if you're going towards wheel pose, lift the hands up, palms placed down on the mat with the fingertips pointing towards your shoulders. Feet stay hips distance with all 10 toes pointing towards the front of your mat. If you're lifting up to wheel on your next inhale, lift those hips on up, lift the head. Maybe you place the head on the ground on the exhale. If you're lifting to bridge pose, whichever you're lifting to on your next inhale, lift it on up. We'll pause for a couple of big breaths. Wherever you're at, keep pressing through the heels. Glute squeeze as you lift up. Thighs energize towards each other. Let's take 2 more big breaths. One more breath, you got it. And on your exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way back down. Once you're lowered down, maybe you begin to just gently sway the knees side to side. Breathe deeply. And only when your back feels a little bit neutralized and rested will you hug the knees in towards your chest. So take your time. Once your back feels neutralized, hug the knees in towards you and wrap your arms around the legs. Continue to rock side to side here. Breathe deeply and press the low back and hips down towards the mat beneath you. Eyes can be open or closed at this point. Continue to breathe. Notice how you're feeling. And whenever your next exhale arises, gently straighten your left leg only down towards the mat. Keep that right knee hugging in towards you. Take a big breath here, and on your following exhale, right knee comes across the body toward the left hand side. Arms come to a T shape, and look over the right hand. Now you can stay as you are. You can place the left hand on the outside of the right leg. Wherever you are, though, continue to press that right shoulder blade down towards the mat. So resist the lift of the right shoulder blade up off the ground, and breathe deeply here. Imagine as though you're trying to point the outside of your right hip down towards your left foot. So we're just lengthening that right side body slightly. Relax your jaw. A couple more big breaths here. Feel the breath in your body. 2 more big breaths. 1 more. On your next inhale, bring your right knee back up to center, and exhale, straighten it towards the ground. Same thing other side, so inhale, hug the left knee in towards you, take a breath. And whenever your next exhale arises, left knee comes across the body toward the right hand side, arms come to a T shape. Maybe you rest the right hand on the outside of that left leg, or send the gaze over the left hand if that feels good on your neck. Pause here and continue to press that left shoulder blade down towards the mat beneath you, and then pull that left hip, the outside of the left hip, down towards the right foot. So you're just lengthening the left side body. Breathe deeply. Relax your jaw. Eyes can be open or closed at this point. Couple more big breaths. Feel the breath within. One more big breath here. And on your next inhale, gently bring your left knee back up to center and exhale, straighten your leg down towards the mat. Inhale, hug the legs back in towards you, and we'll move to happy baby pose. So flex the feet, lift the feet up, and then on your exhale, either grab a hold of the ankles, the shins, the outside edges of your feet, knees draw down towards the ground on either side of your body as you flex the feet and press the low back and hips down towards the mat. If you'd like, you can even sway side to side, but keep those arms and shoulders as relaxed as possible. Soften your jaw, the back of the neck. Breathe deeply. Take a few more breaths. Breathe to the hips. And your choice from here, you can move through butterfly legs, you can simply make your way to Shavasana, or take any last posture that you'd like to take. Find what works in your body right now. Give yourself whatever you need before we meet up in Shavasana. If you're still flowing, please take all the time that you need, and only when you're ready, make your way to your final resting position for Shavasana. If you've made your way towards Shavasana, then gently draw your eyes closed. Begin to invite in a light, easy, relaxed state to your mind, to your body, to the space all around and within you. And begin to completely relax your body down towards the support of the ground. Start by relaxing the crown of your head. Soften your forehead. Relax your eyebrows and your eyes. Soften the temples, the cheekbones, and relax your jaw. Soften your lips, your teeth, and gently float the tongue down away from the roof of your mouth. Soften your ears and the back of your head, allowing it to melt towards the ground beneath you. Rest the shoulders down towards your mat as you relax the upper arms and elbows. Soften the lower arms and the wrists. And relax your hands, allowing every finger to get a little bit lighter. Soften your chest, the rib cage, the belly. Relax the back of your neck, the sides and front, as you begin to work down every vertebra, relaxing your back body towards the ground beneath you. Eventually softening the low back and sacrum. Relax your hips, the glutes, and the pelvic region. Soften your upper legs and the knees. Relax the lower legs and the ankles. And soften your feet, relaxing every toe. Notice if you're holding on anywhere else in your body, and relax your body towards the ground beneath you completely. Like an ice cube melting on a hot summer day, just let your body melt down. And allow this easy, relaxed state to translate to your mind, softening the mind as though it's a muscle itself, just letting it melt and fade away. For the next couple of moments, simply let yourself just be here and now. Allow yourself to continue to relax and drift away as your body breathes itself. Gently begin to invite the awareness back in towards your body. Maybe you eventually deepen your breath or add small wiggles to the toes, the fingers, the wrists and ankles. Only when you feel ready to move your body, gently roll over to either side and pause to rest in a fetal position. Take all the time you need. Eventually, make your way all the way up towards seated, keeping the eyes softly closed as you move. Again, take your time. We'll eventually meet up with the eyes drawn closed and palms touching at heart center. Take a couple of moments to consciously observe how you feel. Notice how your mind feels. What word describes the state of your mind? Gently draw your awareness to your body and notice how it feels. What word describes your body? And eventually tune into your emotional well-being and become aware of the emotion you feel right now. Gently give yourself a smile and really thank yourself for showing up here today, for potentially trying something new, and for dedicating your time to your health, your life, and your practice. And thank you so very much for sharing your beautiful energy and practice with me here today. The light in me truly honors the light in you. Namaste.